And we are live.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to Keeping the Flow, the show where we showcase some awesome members here in our community. I'm one of your hosts, Vincent DeSantis, and I am alongside today two of my favorite people ever, Ryder Maldonado and James Walmer. How you doing, boys?
I'm doing great, man.
It's a good night.
Doing great.
Good.
yeah.
I'm a little out of breath.
I'm gonna be honest,
Okay.
me too. I have a lot of water here, and I feel like it's gonna bite me in the butt later, but I'm so excited to go live for now.
I was doing some stretches right before the show,
Mhm.
and we're feeling good, loosening up.
Mhm.
Of course.
Guys, we got a great guest tonight.
Who do we have, James?
We have the one and only Professor Shyguy. And
Let's
before we
go.
get into the interview, we have a special surprise for you. We have a little music clip. Ryder, you want to
Oh.
run that?
Sure thing. All right, here we go.
Let's
Hopefully
do it.
I think audio's
That's
gonna be great. Okay, here we go.
Hello again, friend of a friend. I knew you when our common goal was waiting for the world to end. Now that the truth is just a rule that you can bend, you crack the whip, shape shift and trig the past again. Send you my love, I'm lying. Write you off anytime, anyone pulls away from you. God balls a steel gun, an automobile for a minimum wage. Got real estate, I'm buying it all up and out of space. Now that the truth is just a rule that you can bend, you crack the whip, shape shift and trig the past again. Send you my love, I'm lying. Let you off anytime, anyone pulls away. We're a mechanical boy, number one. Take a ride from anyone, wants a ride, pulls away from you.
All right, there you have it.
So dope.
Wow.
I love it.
Incredible.
What an awesome
So
clip.
cool.
Oh, wait, I got the stream unmuted. All right, there we go.
It worked. It doubles for a while.
Yeah.
That's awesome. James?
Incredible. I had a great time. That's like when that song first came out, or I guess like when the movie came out, because I knew it from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
I was telling Ryder and Vin, I was telling you this before the show, but like Brie Larson and Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I forgot the ex-girlfriend's name. Definitely one of my first like crushes when I was like 10. I was like 10 when I first saw that movie. Definitely. One of my first big ones. And just like ever since I played that song on repeat when I downloaded the album to iTunes. That was back when you used to buy albums on iTunes.
Yeah.
And I just
That's
listen to that
so
song
good.
all the time.
That
For
album's
that
so
to come up,
good.
it's just like a, just a callback.
Hmm.
So sick.
Go to.
Mhm.
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on our show this week. This is
No problem, man.
literally like Ryder is like texted us. He's like, dude, we emailed Professor Shyguy and he actually responded to us. I was like, let's
And then I
go.
goofed up and forgot the first time like a doofus.
No, it's okay.
I just
That's so
forgot.
good.
Mhm. Yeah, in
No.
your defense, it was holiday season, so it was a crazy
yeah,
time.
there's a
for
lot
all
going
of us.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
for some reason, Discord,
Mhm.
it's inconsistent with notifications on my phone.
Oh, okay.
Does it do that for you
Same.
guys?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I
see-
can't get it to constantly message me whenever I get a message.
I
or
think because
thing when I get a
there's
message.
so much going on probably that it just messes
Right.
up
Yeah.
the notifications,
Yeah. Super nuts.
Anyways, starting off and getting into it, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody in the chat, kind of who you are, what you do on Twitch, your life, who you are, how far you want to get.
So yeah, Brant is my name, but Shy Guy I respond to all the time.
Mhm.
I play music for a living and some Etsy because times are weird right now, especially Etsy's been a focus because
uh-huh.
my whole I play a lot of conventions, and that's where like my income is, and that was gone for
Right.
2020. That was just gone.
Yeah.
So I started doing Twitch. Like I would do it every once in a while, but I started doing it more consistently right before the pandemic hit. Coincidentally, I didn't start because of the pandemic,
Right.
but I was like, I need to start streaming somewhat regularly. And then pandemic hit, and I was like, well, I'm glad I already
Yeah.
had stuff
I
set up.
started something.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
And
No,
then
that's
just been working on that. So most of the time it's me and my acoustic, and I'm just taking requests from like a 650 song list on
Mhm.
Twitch.
Okay.
That's not what I do anywhere else. That's just what it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun because it's kind of like karaoke almost. I'll look up the guitar chords for songs that I've never played and just try and play them.
Yeah.
Fun.
And that's really fun. And then sometimes I'll do like the video was, and I'll play like my regular sets and play a lot of my original stuff. I chose a cover because during the Christmas I mostly played Christmas songs, and then I have new camera set up, so I wanted to use one of the newer videos because of the new camera
Oh,
setup.
Dude,
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
slider.
Gotta show it up.
Yeah, that was
So
that was my
cool.
most recent. That was a
The
Christmas present.
slider is
I
so
love it.
sick.
Yeah. So it was like 3 songs or a Christmas song to choose from since I got that set up.
Well, hey, that was a great
But I
choice.
love it.
Mhm.
I love playing that. That's one of my favorites to play.
Yeah.
For sure.
So cool. Okay. All right. We're going to go. We have a couple like basic questions that we have like right off the bat, and then we'll dive into like how you got into music and all that kind of stuff. But I just want to start off. First question is, where did the name Professor Shyguy come from?
All right. So I wanted. It was just Shy Guy at first because it sounds like a pop star name, even if you're not sure what like Shy Guys are,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Mario
And then you got
stuff
your
is.
PhD.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, if you Google Shy Guy, you'll never find me. So this is stupid.
That's true.
I wish I had chosen something different. But when my nephew was being born, I was like, Uncle Brant. I was like, I have 3 syllables to play with, and I was like, BJ, my brother. I was like, have him call me Professor, because as a joke, thought it was funny.
Mhm.
And then he did a little bit, as he got the joke too. But then I used that. I was like, I'll try and like my stuff's like some of the songs are kind of like words based or science based and stuff. So I was like, it kind of fits.
Yeah.
But as a pair of names, I don't love it now. I love a Shy Guy. I don't like Professor Shy Guy. But I mean, it's come a ways as this name,
right.
so I can't really change it. There's a band I really like called
Oh.
Reign of Kendo. They tried to change their name to Kendo, and then I noticed on Spotify it went back to Reign to Kendo. So if they can't do it,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now it's
I
iconic.
can't do it.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
iconic. It's just there.
The brand, yeah.
yeah.
It's so good.
Just a little trapped. So what inspired you to get into music? I mean, it's obviously a huge part of what you do. Have you just
Yeah.
always been into it from a young age, or what's that story like?
Yeah, so my mom, I've told this story before, and it could be made up. She makes up stories. She embellishes. But she
As
was
all
saying
moms
she
do.
was yeah.
Yeah.
They got me that little keyboard from like Sears or whatever, those little tiny ones.
Mhm.
And she said I was in the back playing it, and I would go, and I would play it. I would go, and she's like, what are you doing? And I was like, they don't have that note. And I don't believe her. I mean, I'm good at music. I'm not gonna say I'm not good at music, but I don't believe I was doing that. But if that's true, that's cooler. And then I've only gone downhill since then. From a like musical genius into a adequate.
So do you start playing like instruments as a kid, like after messing around with the piano, or like how did it go, like starting to make your own music and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Like when did that start?
I had the pianos and I would play them and it was fun and I liked it. But I never quite clicked into it like when I got a guitar. And when I got a guitar, that's when it really picked up for sure. Like I remember like I was able to strum chords, like strumming between two chords when I got it on Christmas.
Yeah.
Like I was like I understood rhythm enough at that point from piano and all that stuff that I could strum chords and not feel awkward doing it. I was like, oh, this is where it's at. I remember. Well, actually, no. I played my brother's roommate's guitar on my lap like a piano whenever I was younger. I remember that, and I was like, "That's what made me want a guitar." I played it wrong. I played it super wrong, but I still liked it. Also, girls.
Yeah,
I'm a young kid. You
course.
can't
Yeah,
carry a
man.
good piano around and look cool. And all the bands I
Yeah,
listened to were all playing guitar.
Yeah, what were some of your musical inspiration?
Then
and now.
I'm thinking. So I'm remembering when I got the acoustic guitar and the trailer I was living in, and listening to like it was Korn, it was Slipknot, it was all those bands. It was Sepultura. It was like Hootie the Blowfish and MC Hammer, and then straight into like my friend showed me Gwar. I still remember that moment of him like playing a Gwar song, and it was a song. It's a weird song even being familiar with Gwar. The song that album is called Meat Sandwich. It's a weird song.
Meat Sandwich.
Yeah. But I was like, this is crazy because his older brother, like showed him that kind of music, and my older brother liked similar music too. But I guess I wasn't around him at that because he had moved out by then, so I wasn't around him at the age where I would have started listening to that kind of music.
Yeah.
So it was like Gwar, Korn, Rancid, Sepultura, and all these like Slipknot. I was like, I loved them. And then it moved on to like kind of Toadies and Alice in Chains and stuff like that, like the more alternative.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, you describe your music now as it's chiptune, right? That's what it's
Yeah,
called?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Chiptune pop stuff. Yeah.
That is like, I don't know, how long has that been around? And like, did you know of any artists that did that style of music when you started getting into it? Or was that like, were you kind of like heading that like area of music?
No, I wasn't heading. I wish I was. I didn't know too many. So I didn't know too many nerdy bands. So I had a band called the Aeronauts. We didn't like get anywhere too big, but it was like, fun. And it was like kind of rocking, kind of circusy almost. Not quite. But there's recordings of it still. But I wanted to do a solo thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to just take the songs that I would be playing for Aeronauts or the kind of music I'd be writing for Aeronauts and then just move it to a solo thing. I wanted it to be different.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'd never really done dancey like pop stuff. So I started delving into that. And then I wasn't good at it and I stopped for a while because I had never done it. And I was like, this is cheesy and weird and stupid. And I didn't like it. And then I went back and because like I had, fake trumpets playing and fake, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
And then I was familiar with like, there's this band called The Advantage, and they do just like two guitars, drums, bass covers of Nintendo game songs.
Okay.
And I hadn't heard that before. They were the first ones. They were coming out at the same time as not Arm Cannon. What's the other big band that did that? The early band. Either way. Mini Bosses. The Mini Bosses. Yeah.
Got you.
I hadn't heard them too much later. But either way, I can't remember the first chiptune stuff I heard. I remember MC Chris using stuff like chiptune bits in some of his songs, and I was like, that's cool to use Nintendo like sounds and these kinds of things. And when I wanted to not sound cheesy, I was like, if chiptune stuff is playing behind it, that makes sense. If I'm playing the real guitar and singing the real mouth stuff, and then the fake music is from a fake instrument, that doesn't feel as weird
Yeah.
to be a solo act.
Okay.
Right.
And that's
It's
kinda
more
how
full that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels more natural.
Yeah.
Right.
So you talk about
Yeah.
doing your solo work, and earlier you were talking about you did cons and conventions. Can you tell us
Mhm.
what was your background in doing that? How did you get involved with doing bigger shows like that?
That was straight up hitting up conventions to be like, "You've never heard of me. Will you pay me to sing songs at your thing?"
That's awesome.
I mean, I did a couple free ones, but
Mhm.
I mean, mostly I didn't. And it's gone up since, of course.
Mhm.
That's how
Yeah,
that
yeah,
works.
sure.
But
Yeah.
even early on, as long as I had like some recordings, I had made a video. The first like Shyguy video I made was for a cover of Still Alive that I did. And it was animated, and it was cool enough to show to a con to be like, I do make music. And then I had made like a couple of like clips of my old band and
Nice.
stuff just to send out. So they're not, I'm not just they have something to look at.
Yeah.
Right.
And then that just kind of, kept going. And that's how I met a lot of people I know.
Mhm.
A lot of my best friends. That's my roommate, my best friend, Jonna. If you ever watch my streams, you'll see her. She'll jump in when I get tips. Sometimes she'll slap me on the head and the amount of tips because
nice.
it's fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I met her through conventions, and because a Nerdapalooza that used to happen in Florida before They Might Be Giants imploded it. That's a whole side story, but that convention's basically done because they had to book They Might Be Giants, and it
Dang.
messed up the whole thing.
Wow.
It just
Yeah.
either way, that's a different story.
fair enough.
But that's how I met like the guy who ran that convention. I'm still friends with him. I'll play VR with him pretty
Oh,
often.
sweet.
And
That's
like
so dope.
John is my
So
best
cool.
friend. And then you meet a lot of voice actors and stuff. That's how I met, a lot of the voice actors that are on my albums and stuff. Just meeting them at conventions, hanging out in the green room. And if you get along, then I'll just be like, hey, you want to sing on this thing or whatever.
Awesome.
So did you meet Ashley Birch before you reached out to her?
Not in the same way. I met her at like
Okay.
PAX and I was like, hey, you're great. And then like walked away. It was like, just a normal like fanny type meetup.
Sure.
But at that point whenever I asked her to be on Black Sheep, which for those, the song that I did in the beginning, or that it showed on the original recording, it's her singing the chorus, Ashley Birch. And she's like Tiny Tina from Borderlands and like
That's
Chloe
really the
from
coolest
Life is
thing.
Strange and Horizon Zero Dawn. And I mean, I have,
Insanely talented.
Yeah.
she's awesome.
Multifaceted, talented. Holy
Yeah.
I got to at Magfest. I got to like play that song live with her, and my guitar was fucked up
No
the whole
way.
time. And I was like, yes, I get to do this live, and my guitar wouldn't work. Fucking turn on.
Oh,
It was a nightmare. There's a video.
the
There's a video
worst.
of that. Like we're still doing the whole song, but you can see me keep running to the guitar stuff between my verses and her
man.
chorus.
Like
I
most
was like,
stressful.
the one
moment
goddamn
ever.
chance. Yeah.
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 Oh.
Oh my god.
Because like I'm a big fan of like Hey Ash, What You Playing? I've been a big fan of for ages. It's so funny. And her brother's brilliant too. Like they're both brilliant, funny writers. I mean, I've had her I met in more of a fan capacity, but like whenever I asked her to be on the song, I was like, oh, I've got these bands on my album,
Right.
so I mean, I'm not. I won't name drop in casual conversation, but obviously, if I'm trying to get somebody to be on an album, I'll be like,
Sure.
I Fight Dragons is on here, Richie Brands is on here, Mega Ran's on here, but like
this is
afterwards,
legit. I'm trying to.
yeah, like is
you
it
want
like
your credibility? You're not just some random guy. You have
Yeah.
connections.
Yeah.
and I don't be pushy. I don't know. This is an advice time, but like I'm just like it's completely. I'm very much like I feel comfortable with the things that I have because I'm very much like there's zero hard feelings if you don't want to do this. It would just be cool if you wanted to, no problem. So like I've either way.
And that way you're just gonna get the best reaction from the other person.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
Not like
I
they're
don't
not in
wanna-
a weird position,
Yeah, I don't want anybody to feel like pressured into doing some song on something. Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's how. But I mean, I Fight Dragons. I met them at like Magfest and stuff, and like Matt Mercer's on one of my songs. I met him at cons before his whole thing blew up.
So
we're not
do
like
you meet most
close,
of
but
the-
we're like friend.
Yeah.
Do you meet
friendly.
most of your like friends in the industry through like conventions?
Yeah, most of them.
Okay.
I mean, because that's what I'm doing most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So that brings me to like what was your favorite convention that you've ever performed at, and who are some of like the coolest people you've met at these conventions?
Let's see,
'Cause that's cool.
Nerdapalooza.
Nerdapalooza.
Nerdapalooza was one of my favorites, man.
Yeah.
That was one of my first big shows, the first one that I went to. And I was like on a Sunday because I was like pretty new.
Yeah.
Because it's like a whole weekend convention just for music.
Yeah.
That one's like just music.
So cool.
And I was on a Sunday, but it was just like so much fun. And like that was a big hop for me.
Yeah.
Because get in front of a bunch of people and really getting after it. I was wearing a helmet then. As part of my like costume type thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
That stopped happening. That stopped fast.
Gotta try out what works.
Yeah.
What works.
Humble beginnings.
It's a trial run.
I mean, I was gonna do like when I first started doing my sets. My plan was to like Scott Pilgrim and just be quiet, say very few things because of Scott Pilgrim, like specifically "Crashing the Boys" or whatever. Just like this is a song being sad and stuff, and then to play a song.
Yeah.
And I had a couple like written lines that I did for my first show, but then like people were interacting with me, and I was like, well, I want to interact. Like I don't want to. Like I want to talk, and I want to have fun, and I think I don't want to play a character as much.
Right.
And I stopped playing the character. I definitely there's like Protomen. I've played shows with them, and if you're familiar with them, they definitely do characters on stage, like very, very much characters, and they're incredible. Oh my god, their music is so like their band as a band, they're crazy good. I mean, they toured with Tenacious D, like they're very good.
That's so sick.
It's crazy they toured with. That's awesome.
Nice.
That is super
Was the
sick.
question that I went away from?
Who are some of the
Meet my friends. So Nerdapalooza was one of my favorites. MagFest was another one that was really like I've had really fun times.
Yeah.
Because like as big as the internet is, you still got to get out there and play shows to get fans in those cities.
Yeah.
And playing MagFest, over like MagFest, obviously it's a music thing, so it's already there. And then playing their events over and over again, like
Where's
I
MagFest?
feel cool there. It was
Well, yeah.
in DC.
Brutal. Okay.
Well, it ain't. The pandemic isn't what killed MagFest right now.
Got it.
There's a whole thing right now. Their
Yeah,
board of directors have sucked for ages, and it's finally
Oh man. Okay.
getting out there
Gotcha.
because it's always been like behind the scenes. Like there's plenty of people that work MagFest that I've loved, and then they get fired because the board of directors sucks.
Oh,
Yeah.
I again like that. A couple of my best friends I've met as being staff at MagFest. My friend Orvi, who like
That's
me
so
and
cool.
my roommate Jonna that I like I said I met her at conventions. I met her because of Nerdapalooza. Orvi I met because of MagFest, and me and Orvi and Jonna and Orvi's girlfriend have a chat, and we chat pretty much every day.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people from conventions
That's
so
awesome.
sick.
that are my close friends. Yeah.
Awesome.
Very,
So,
very
so you
cool.
also do your original music. You've been doing original music for years, right? Like we're looking at on your YouTube channel your latest album and your latest single, "Looking On." We were checking that one out. We really enjoyed that one. Can you tell us kind of how you got into writing your own music and how you incorporate that genre into everything that you do? Really?
So yeah, I like I said, I would have chosen an original song to put in the video at the beginning, but again, it was either Christmas songs or one questionable performance of one of my own songs. I was like, no, that performance is better. I'll do that. But original music's my main thing for Shyguy stuff. I have a couple of cover albums. Original music. So, I've been doing that for a very long time. I have a lot of recordings.
Yeah.
Some embarrassing because of the quality. Some embarrassing because of the stupid ass lyrics. God, I went back.
It's all growth.
Yeah.
It is. Oh my God. I nearly puked hearing some of those lyrics. Being a stupid little boy, man.
Yeah.
I'm
It is
exaggerating.
what
No,
it
I'm not
is.
exaggerating that much. Oh my God.
That much.
I regret. I forgot about it because I had moved on so much as a person since I wrote some of those lyrics. Like not all of them. Like it wasn't a whole, but there'd be a song here and there. It was basically. I mean, there's an album I have of Shyguy album called Fragmentation, and it's basically like my wait, what's the language on here?
Oh, you could.
Okay,
Yeah, you can
well,
talk about
because
it.
fuckboy is the word. Fuckboy is the word.
Yeah.
There's not a better word for that.
Yeah.
No.
But so like fragmentation's like dealing with those feelings that I had by Shy Guy time, I was pretty much out of that kind of like nice guy-ish thing. That's a side story of so that happened. I'll tell you how I got out of that fucking rut. It's looking up pickup artist shit. I looked into it and I like remember like trying some of it and I was like, this is weird. I hate this. These are people like they're not computer programs where you just put in the right combination. Like, not that you don't think like women aren't people. Like that's not what your brain thinks. But when you go down a line of stupid shit and you just keep spiraling down these kinds of things, you get into these situations that 4chan and 8chan and all that shit puts out because you just get so isolated and you get these weird things. That's a whole side story. But yeah, that's what got me out of that fucking rut. Yeah, and that's kind of what fragmentation is about. I was like, I was on a path down to fucking evil.
That's cool.
Dumbassery. And then I wrote an album about it. Because I mean, it works the same way with like that, like even like feeling ownership over being a gamer. Because I remember having those thoughts too. I'm like, oh yeah, man, it just because you like, just because somebody else didn't say it. And they were maybe playing games behind scenes doesn't mean they aren't a gamer because they didn't say it. And there's everybody. That's a whole. That's a whole line.
I think a lot of like us now have gone through that same thing. Like
like
my elementary school. I played games my whole life, but like it wasn't until probably like the middle part of middle school that like I finally had games that like were open about playing games.
And
like now like anime is in a similar position of like it's
anime is getting its thing where it's becoming
right.
Where like
which I have a question about regards to you.
Good segue. Good segue.
Thank you. So I know, and this is like a big, like I'm sure it's big for you because you advertise it all over the place. But but you have so you wrote the outro.
I didn't write it.
Okay, you didn't write, but you did.
I just sang it.
Yeah.
Key Talk. Key Talk wrote the original one, and then I sang the dub.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Of Starring Star. Dragon Ball Super Outro 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So what is there a story behind that of how you got that? Just got involved in that?
My friend Brina, just another voice actor who I met through cons, Brina Palencia. She's Mad Moxie. She's Moxie.
Oh no way.
Borderlands. Yeah. I'm trying to think what's her like biggest role. She's a bunch of anime as well, but like
cool.
As far as what I don't know a lot of anime. I don't know a whole lot of anime. Okay. But you know what she is? She's Nina from the dub of Full Metal Alchemist. She's the little girl that gets turned to the dog.
No way, that's so sad.
James is
that episode.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till much later that I found out more recently that she was that voice in the dub.
So cool.
It's incredible.
But she just hit me up. She had gotten put in charge of finding the singers, and she just started hitting up people she knew who sang songs. I think it's Jonathan Young, the YouTuber. I think he's the first one. I know she's friends with Lewis, Mystery Skulls. If you're familiar with Mystery Skulls, he sings one of them. I know him. I met him at a con. He did a con, and he's a bigger name.
This is crazy.
Wow.
It's like
networking,
all those connections and stuff started with you reaching out to these places, asking. That's like super inspirational. Like that's super dope. I love that.
I mean, one of the first ones I did was SiegeCon. It's in like Atlanta, and it was a game programming con, like a programmer con.
Okay.
And that was one of the most fun I had because it was like I do love a regular con, but it's a lot of people going to a con to go to a con. These people are going to con to do business and be around other like gaming people, like gaming business people. Yeah. So it was like it was a different environment, but it was still like very fun and very hangouty, but like a different feel. That was a good one. That was a really fun
like
one.
everyone's there like with the purpose to talk about like games development.
Yeah. And like have a they're a driven bunch. I guess because they're not they're going to again hang out with and that's where I met Ella McLean. She's the voice of GLaDOS. Like she's
no way.
Yeah, she's in one of my videos because I met her at SiegeCon when I was like first starting. Yeah.
Wow.
Cons, man. Cons, it's a blast. It's a damn. It's a really cool thing.
So this year's probably been super tough for you not being able to go to any of the.
Yeah, socially, like blessing curse. I got
Okay.
inheritance, but it wasn't new. It wasn't like it just happened. So that was years ago, but the inheritance just came in. So that was the luckiest time for that to come in. Just whenever
really
all income just went away, except for like Etsy, and Etsy doesn't really do anything except for like November, December. That's when that's when I make 75% of my Etsy sales.
Really, all for like
for the whole year is just that Christmas time.
The holiday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. That's crazy.
What made you get onto Etsy?
So the bleach shirts. So whenever I first was starting music, I was like, I can't afford to print a bunch of shirts, but I can afford bleach, and I can go to Joanne or Michael's and get blank shirts and just paint it on it with a paintbrush.
Yeah.
I used to do it like that. Like every shirt I would just draw on it basically with a paintbrush and have like, I would draw like robots and stuff, like little simple cartoony fun robots. And then I started making stencils for the shirts to make it a lot easier, so I can make them a lot faster and a lot easier. And then a couple years back, I was like, somebody was like, I don't know, somebody was talking about Etsy, and I was like, I should make my designs better. And I ended up giving kind of like fan arty designs.
Okay.
So that I can sell them on Etsy, because not everybody, you don't have to know who I am to buy a shirt with Boo on it or Gengar. And now I sell those at cons, so it is like
Robo Rob Music. It is like can confirm Brant stencil shirts rule.
Oh yeah, what's up, Rob? Rob's great. I've toured with Rob.
Dope.
Cool.
So sick.
Rob's great. I got. There's some of them that are really complex, but most of them are kind of simple. Everybody can go to my Etsy store, just Google Etsy and Professor Shyguy, and you can see them there.
Perfect.
Okay, awesome.
But it's like a side business. The MC Frontal Lot has a song. It's like MC. It's like Frontal Lot and Lars. Then they have like my man Lars is in the t-shirt business. Like just talk about how they're playing shows, but t-shirts where that money's at. And I was like, I'll take that to heart. And that's where I make like I make money. Like I get paid to go to cons, but that booth and selling those Gengar t-shirts. Gengar is my biggest seller at cons. Boy, that made my sales go up a bunch.
That's crazy.
I mean, it is kind of like half cheating, because they're not buying Professor Shyguy shirts. They're buying Gengar shirts. Money's on the back.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool. Like visually, like you go to a con and be like, I saw like 80 people wearing your shirt, and be like,
that's
they were wearing my shirt.
So sick.
Because they like me, not because they don't know who I am.
Yeah. Do you have stuff that's branded with like your name or any of your?
Yeah, I do have a couple like my shirts. Yeah, all of those shirts I sell at cons have my name on the back.
Oh,
okay. Cool.
So you'll put like Gengar on the front, and then your name on the back.
Yeah,
that still counts.
But, you know, it still counts. But there are ones that say Professor Shyguy on the front and have like a Babam. I use a Babam a lot of times.
Okay, cool.
What
has been your what's been your favorite venue to go to a con that it seems like the most successful for you? Or like
Colossal Con.
Oh really?
Colossal Con.
What is that?
Colossal Con. Oh my God. Colossal Con is in Ohio. Colossal Con is at an indoor water park hotel.
Whoa!
It's fucking rad. It's rad. One time they put my booth. So there wasn't the artist alley the first time, and I had a little speaker. And the person behind me was like, "Can you turn that music down?" And I was like, "I can't even hear it, but I'll turn it down," which was fine. I turned it down. I couldn't hear it. It's under my table.
Yeah.
And the person behind me was like, they had the person come around. I was like, "Can I just, if I can go out in the hallway and I can play my music, it won't, if that's okay."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, you can go in the hallway." But then I didn't have to shut down at 6. So I could stay open till 2 a.m. if I was out there play. I would just play music or like, play guitar and have my music playing. And then I brought a bigger speaker, and then they put me in the walkway the next year, which, oh my God, I owe them my life. Because like you would have to pass my booth to get into Colossal Con unless you went outside and went around. And I was like,
cool.
oh my goodness,
the prime spot.
So I wish I could find out who that person was that told me to turn my speaker down and send them money. I would send them money. I'd give them a percentage.
It worked out
at this point. Yeah,
that's so crazy.
I felt greedy and weird, but I'm also like, they also put me in the hallway because like I'm playing music out there, so it's like it gives the lobby-ish, like there's the hotel lobby, but then there's the convention side lobby.
Yeah,
it gives that like a party feel, like there's loud music, jamming, dancey music.
There's stuff going on.
Yeah, it gives it like a more like you're entering a whole thing.
Life
But
thing. Yeah.
yeah. I
So-
got very lucky that they did that.
When you were like touring cons, were you going like literally con to con, or was there like downtime in between these, or was it like weekend to weekend you were playing?
Every once in a while there'll be a weekend to weekend. Every
Yeah.
once in a
Wow.
while, but it's usually like I'll come home 3 or 4
Sure.
days and then go back out.
Okay.
It is really fun whenever.
Still, that's
I mean, it's exhausting but fun when you're
Yeah.
like both ways are exhausting. Because when I come home, I'm obviously gonna make a bunch of shirts,
Yeah.
and there's not really
Get
relaxing
ready for the
time,
next
but-
one.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
So would
So
you do
at Colossal Con, I was making shirts on my car. I drove 45 minutes to
Man.
like a Michael's to get shirts because they put me in the fucking hallway, and I ran out of
Selling out.
I ran out of Gengar shirts on a couple
It's a good
sizes.
problem to have.
Wow.
It
Everyone
was
wants a fucking
amazing.
Gengar shirt.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Gengar
I
is
need
the
one.
most popular.
That's so. Do you know
I'm
what?
sorry.
Do you have any idea why that is?
It's now I have a Snorlax one too. I only have like 6 or 7 shirt designs
Okay.
because I have a 4 Crown Vic. I can't fit an unbelievable amount of shirts in
Yeah.
there.
Right.
Sure.
But I'd rather focus on a few. But I know Gengar is like purple, so it's not a black shirt, so that's uncommon. The design is pretty cool. Like it's pretty simple but pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my easiest ones to make because it's just one stencil, one color, and
Yeah,
that makes
right.
it super
Mhm.
easy. Oh no, it's 2 colors, but it's still very easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it just looks the coolest, and Gengar is a popular Pokemon.
Sure.
Because of the other ones are like, Mega Man. Well, it wasn't. I got a Zelda shirt, like a Sheikah Slate, and like a King Boo, and stuff like that. So I guess just
I know.
it's less focused.
I'm
Big
looking now.
Nintendo guy.
I need to get this Blade Runner
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites.
love
I've only
that.
made like 2 or 3. That one is that's like my crowning achievement one. I
That's
have it.
nice.
Hold on, I think I have it. Is it dirty? Hold on.
Bay Runner.
Are you talking about of just
Yeah.
Ryan
Look at
Gosling's
my
face?
face.
So
That's
sick.
cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wore it the other day. I have mine that I wear because I like it so much.
Uh-huh.
Not all my shirts are this complex. Because this
This
is
is-
like the most complex one. I know the
Mhm.
Gengar's like one color, one stencil.
Look
that
at
one-
that.
It looks
Yeah.
so good.
It does
We
look
I'm
go.
so
very
good.
proud of that Ryan
That's
Gosling.
awesome, yeah.
Wow.
is
And you
sick.
drew that yourself? Made that stencil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cut it out of
So-
linoleum flooring because
Nice.
it's like
Interesting.
loose and pliable
Okay.
and easy to cut.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I have a question kind of regarding like just the switch from going from like live shows pretty often to an entirely digital audience through Twitch.
Weird.
How is that? Yeah, I'm sure it's weird. And how has that affected you and the way you kind of manage time, even because it's different going from I'm going to prepare for a show to like I can just kind of do this
Yeah.
whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so my shows live are pretty interactive with the audience because I'm alone up there on stage. Well, now Jonna will be up there and do visuals and stuff. But like for years, I was alone, and that is lonely. If you have a show that's going rough, you can't turn to a bandmate and just play songs with each other. I'm just like the lonely. It's either it could be the loneliest place I've ever been in my life. Just up on stage with nobody paying attention, trying to sing songs.
Mhm.
So I'll go out in the audience a lot. Like I usually try to do it on my first song to just kind of be like, this is a show for all of us. You're part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to just watch me up here. Let's all have fun because I need to interact because I need to have, feel like the show's doing something.
Energy's got to bounce back and forth.
It
Fuels
does.
Yeah.
And it does not in a room alone
Yeah.
on a screen. It does
Yeah.
not. There is not that.
Mhm.
So that's why I was doing the acoustic shows a lot because those are fun. Those I can, again, it's like karaoke. I'm just like trying to learn a song and like it's fun for me to play a song I even haven't played in a while or something like that. The acoustic sets are easy and it's more chatty. It's less, I don't need an audience as much that way.
Sure.
But, well, I guess I'm not used to have an audience that way, but I am used to have an audience when I do my regular sets. And I didn't, for most of the year, I didn't do those sets because it was uncomfortable. It was weird.
Mhm.
And every once in a while, like Ongaku Overdrive is a little tiny festival that happens in Orlando run by this guy Kent. They have a Twitch channel too, but they had me play and I would want to play my regular set because that's what they're getting me for.
Yeah.
And it was awkward, kind of fun, but awkward. And then I did it for another one, Play on Con. And it was like kind of fun, but awkward. And then I did Onkaku again. And I don't know why, it just clicked. So like after only doing like 4 or 5 electronic shows for the entire year, I guess I got a new guitar pedal that kind of helped. Like that gave me like another like it's like a line 6 has a bunch of different things, so it's a whole thing, but it's very complex. So it lets me do a lot. So that kind of gave me a refreshed kind of want to play guitar, like electric guitar. I was using my iPhone on before, and it was fine. There's a program on the iPhone that works fine, but this is better and it's easier, and the pedal board, and it's gonna pedal and all that, or expression pedal for like volume and all that. It's a real thing rather than a phone and this shitty Bluetooth connected pedal board that would disconnect a lot. So that between that and just like I've been taking vocal lessons for the first time ever since I got into quarantine, and that kind of made me want to like that kind of helped with wanting to play this. So now I love doing electronic shows. Like now I'm like tossed up between, do I want to do an acoustic set, do I want to do an electronic set? And I haven't done an acoustic set in a while. But it's a good feeling to have. It feels good to feel, it's exciting to feel excited.
Yeah. Right. Does it feel a little more like forgiving and less isolating doing shows on Twitch?
It is, it's weird. It's weird still a little bit. Yeah. And again, like you get when you're performing live at a show, you get the whole room and echoes to disguise any mistakes a little bit. Big loud speakers and stuff. It is laser focused on Twitch. But luckily I started taking vocal lessons, so I can tell the difference. I've only taken I don't know 7 or 8 maybe. But like even the first 2, just I remember Wayne from the Proto Men talk about his vocal teacher, and like just one vocal lesson and everything changed. And I was like, I want to find that person. That's so and I finally, and I was like, how could it even change that much? But I get it. Like just a couple of things to sing the right way. You hear sing from your diaphragm all the time, and you think you might be doing it, but if you're taught how to do it right, it helps. And she's like, don't move your cheeks. You basically like, so that was the biggest transition. Like learning vocal lessons is you're supposed to basically, she doesn't sing opera, but she has this like opera technique where she's like, your basically face should just be fucking loose from here, like down. If you go high notes and you start squeezing up your cheeks, like then you're tightening everything up and stuff like that. So like I had to learn how to like, I do a lot of emotional face when I'm singing, but I'm still trying to get into like, I can't be like just dead face and sing my best. You see that video where the guy, I just thought about the video where the old internet video, they like laugh without smiling, and the guys are like ha 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 and like laughing really hard. That's what it feels like when I'm trying to sing these emotional things with the blank ass face. So I have to figure out how to like still squeeze my eyes up without squeezing my cheeks up, and I have to get used to that. But it's like that Black Sheep song is a great example.
So
good.
There's the high notes in the verse that's like kind of screamy notes, and I used to just go falsetto for years. I just went falsetto on them like a little cheater. And now that I know how to sing a little better, those notes are nothing. They're easy.
Nice.
Like they're
wow.
easy enough to do.
Awesome.
It's crazy.
He said nothing. I eat those.
Nice. So taking the vocal lessons, and obviously you have some of the coolest instruments and variations of things that I've ever seen. Do you find yourself easier dabbling into creating your own music, or do you stay with the covers, taking a break for now, or what do you, how is it easy for you,
It's so I'm gonna talk to a therapist soon. I'm doing all the things I should have been doing forever. Like vocal lessons, I need to get a therapist. I have a couple people who have recommended them. Just like it's one of those things where like kind of like with the vocal lesson, be like, I know how to sing. I've never had a therapist. I know I should. I hear so many people say like everybody should, and there's probably probably everybody in the world's probably right. Because it isn't like you don't need to have a specific problem to see a therapist in the first place. But it's just like it's a general maintenance thing. It should be. As I understand it, but I don't know. I haven't had one yet. But I've had a harder time writing, and I found myself getting lately. I mean, this year has been a mess. Who knows what?
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure. Who knows what? But like, it's every once in a while I'll get like focused on writing a song that's really fun. And then every once in a while, I'll just get like frustrated because I can't quite come up with something like writer's block type thing, and like just get frustrated. Usually, if I work, I'll stream sometimes working on music, and that's a great way as like having somebody there to just be like, you can't just like go look at your phone. You can't just stop.
Yeah.
You gotta
Right,
you gotta
right.
keep going. Even if
Yeah,
it's
that's
boring,
good call.
Totally true.
even if I keep playing the
Mhm.
same stupid riff, slightly different for 30 minutes, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be. I would have gotten fed up and stopped if I wasn't streaming. So that's honestly a good tool for me to keep focused. And
It's
I
people
was
like
working
holding
on
you
it.
accountable in a weird
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
weird way.
I can't just go like surf Facebook. I have to keep working on the
Yeah.
song.
Like I gotta stick to it.
Yeah.
That's super
So when it
that
comes to like
helps.
a
But
lot
yeah.
of, is there any like different process when it comes to using like synth instruments or going about it? Because it seems not simpler, but it seems like their beats are already set. Depends on the type of music you make, right? When it comes to synth, how easy?
Well,
is it?
it's a lot easier.
Not easier probably, but what's the process you go for?
Yeah.
Do you have the song in your
Well-
head, or do you just dabble on the instrument?
A lot of times I'll throw it at a wall, just like throw it at the wall like spaghetti until like just
Yeah,
like
okay.
this beat, this beat. I have
Yeah.
like 60 things that are like, one loop or like, 5 seconds of a song, 10 seconds
like,
of a
this is
song that
Yeah, okay.
I either hate or love, or I'll go back to it and try to make it better. It really it really depends on the mood. Sometimes I'll sit with a guitar and come up with a riff. Sometimes I'll sit on the the digital thing and just throw it at that.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I can't get anything going, I'll go to old songs and try and rework them and be like, here, let me give myself a little kickstart.
Yeah, okay.
That usually doesn't work out. I usually abandon them for a reason. But sometimes they turn into my favorite song. One of my favorite songs is like of mine is from a failed beat that was too cheesy. But if I just keep working with it,
Found
it
something
became
that
something I
worked.
like. Yeah.
No, that's
But
awesome.
yeah, it's all over.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we have a couple questions from chat as well.
Yeah, bring them
So this is
To
one from
what?
earlier
to that.
to that. All right.
You're welcome, cheesy place.
Okay, so this is from Jess Wilson. She says, who is the first person or group that let you play a venue or event where you felt like the experience was surreal?
Wow. Great question.
Nerdapalooza.
Nerdapalooza.
It was at Nerdapalooza one where I said I played on a Sunday, because all the other cons, you're an event that's happening at a con and people have to leave their hangout group. They have to choose not go to this panel or that panel to go see you. They have to make a decision to go see you.
Right.
Okay.
But at Nerdapalooza, it's music all the time. So if they're there, you're the thing at that time. You're the one thing. And that room was full, and that was I was like, so without getting too detailed or whatever, I was like, this is how it's gonna be. It's not like that was a fluke. It has gone, like there have been shows that have been better. That was the most that weekend was the most rock star I'd ever felt in my whole life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just because the little experiences I had, like it was a very party atmosphere. And I was like, it's only gonna get better from here. Wrong. It doesn't exactly. Again, things got better, but it wasn't as party-ish like that one was. Yeah. Not even the next con that they did. It was also another blast, but it wasn't
as big as that.
It wasn't as like the field, everything, like just the chemistry of the place and the people that were there and all that.
Set a high bar.
It set a high bar. It set a high bar.
All the pieces seem to.
What year was that?
Oh, the one before the last one, Rob. The one that was at the is it the Social? That one was the best. So the very last one was at like a convention center, so it was a little. That was probably why the feel was so different. Because I only did the last two of them, right? I'm pretty sure. 2013, yeah, it must be. There was a smaller club and a bigger club, and they connected like a hotel room. They had a door that you could just walk back and forth. It was a great venue for that kind of setup.
Cool.
One band setting up over here while that band's going, another band setting up over here, back and forth, back and forth.
Wow.
And it was great.
That is pretty awesome.
It was. And then everybody would go back to the main hotel and then, hang out and stuff.
Nice.
That was the best year. That was one of the best ones. I think
That's awesome.
Rob. I'm trying to think. That was when. I don't know. Yeah, either way. I was looking at Rob's.
Yeah. Also, if anybody else has any questions in chat, feel free to throw them in there.
Bring them on.
We're currently going through them right now.
What games everybody playing lately?
Oh,
Dude, I've been
Was it?
playing
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much Persona 5.
I want to play that.
It's
We
so
had people
damn
move in,
good.
and now I have a PlayStation 5 to play.
Oh,
Or
nice.
4 to
go.
play.
I
I didn't have a
got to-
4. I didn't have a 4.
Oh, okay.
I just got to 64 hours yesterday,
Nice.
and I'm like about halfway through.
Yeah. That's I want to play it.
But it's
I've-
so damn good. The writing for the characters is incredible. The music is insane. I cannot. Sorry,
Yeah.
I will.
No.
start
No,
Persona
I'm with.
5's
I
dick
hear so
hard.
much. That's one on. That's like that one. Spider-Man. God of
Spider-Man's damn
War.
good. God of War. So
God of
I
War's
played Last of
incredible.
Us 2 now because Last of Us one of my
Oh,
favorite
nice.
games in the entire world.
Mhm.
So the only game I played since the PS4 has been here is Last of Us 2.
yeah.
Red Dead came out on PC, so I got to play that.
Cool.
Same with Horizon Zero Dawn, that came out on PC, so I got to play that.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that there's a PS4 here, there's so many games I want to play.
It's time for
Final
the catch
Fantasy
up.
VII Remake. Yeah.
Still haven't touched
I know.
that yet.
I gotta get to that eventually.
I got to get that too. What about the other guys?
I'm playing a lot
I've been playing-
of Cyberpunk. Just been
Yeah.
trying to get.
Oh
through
yeah, dude, that
one.
game is. I really am enjoying it.
I'm liking
really
Cyberpunk
enjoying it.
a
I'm
lot
on
too.
PC. Yeah.
I don't like. I'm on Xbox One X, like the old.
You're
gen
getting
Xbox.
through. That's what you're getting through it.
It's like I'm just. It's the luck of the draw. Like nothing has been happening.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, the world doesn't load in, but I'm so into it because I play on my TV. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
care.
If
I'm
it's
in the
an
story.
occasional thing.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm very into the story. The graphics at this point is like, whatever. I'll get an upgrade in the future, you know. But like,
Yeah.
the story, I'm enjoying the story. Of course,
I know.
especially
I
with
really am
Keanu.
too.
Keanu is the seller
All the
for
little
me.
side stories, like that's what I loved about
Yes.
Witcher 3 is like
Mhm.
you could just walk around, you could find a side story, and that side story is
Yeah.
short and like very
Mhm.
enthralling.
Yep.
And this one has a lot of that too. You'll just not the side. Well, Witcher had obviously books and stuff, so it had all this lore that just
Yeah.
added up. Like you like the
Mhm.
was the Lubberkin. If you played Witcher 3, like there's a Lubberkin
that
quest.
sounds
I think that's one of the
familiar.
main ones, but that's a little baby monster
Yeah, that's
that you
right.
gotta
That's with
birth
the,
in mud or whatever.
that's
I remember that. I'll
what's
remember
his
that
name?
forever.
The Baron. What was
Yeah,
his
like
name?
the king guy. Yeah,
Yeah. Very
But, like, just the-
harrowing story.
It is, but the way that like all the lore makes sense as they explain it, it doesn't feel like I haven't read the books. I'm probably
Uh-huh.
never gonna read the books, but
Yeah,
like
no.
I get
God,
like
no.
why they're popular because the lore
Yeah.
it adds up. It doesn't feel what is it cryptic or weird or nonsensical. It all
It all
when he
feels-
explains
to the
how
point.
yeah, it's so good.
It's been like
Vincent, what have you been playing?
so
wait,
I've
what
been
was it?
playing Cyberpunk, same thing.
Cyberpunk too?
Yeah, a lot of Cyberpunk. And I'm totally enjoying it. I'm playing on PS5. It crashes like probably every hour and a half, but
Oh
honestly,
man,
like
yeah, that sucks. For
like
you guys.
it sucks, but I'm like 15 or 17 hours in or something like that, and I'm loving it. I'm having a great time.
I'm
So it's-
keeping Cyberpunk off until the next gen update.
Oh yeah, if
CD
you're not playing on
Projekt has
PC,
that.
I mean I can't recommend it.
Yeah, no.
but I'm
But
playing
then
on
you're having a
PC and
great
it's
time.
beautiful. Oh
I
my
am,
god,
yeah.
it's so pretty.
I know.
Nice.
I'm excited for those
Wow.
updates.
Awesome.
Yo, yeah.
Okay, Cheesy in chat says, "Are you watching any anime currently?"
Ooh.
Not
What?
currently. The last out, I need to watch season 2 of One Punch Man because I don't
Oh,
watch
yeah,
a
I
lot of
still need to get
anime,
on that.
honestly.
Yeah.
One Punch Man I've watched twice while I haven't watched season. I watched it again to watch season 2, and I was like, "There's a reason I love this." Like I don't anime like movies I like you know Ghibli movies and what's his face that did like Paprika and all that.
Oh,
Like the movies I like.
mhm. Oh,
Oh my gosh,
If you
I
like
can't
One
think of the name.
Punch Man, I just finished season 2 of Mob Psycho 100.
That's
it's
why I
the
need to
same
watch that too.
author.
The same guy, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
crazy.
incredible. It's so funny, like the same type of humor as
Yeah.
One Punch Man, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, One Punch Man hits that right note for where it's like, well, I think it's because it's like half making fun of anime,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but like in a loving way, not in a way that it's like
Yeah.
derogatory by any means. But like, I think
Right.
that's part of the reason I like it. Because like, I have a hard time with anime, and it's kind of making fun of the things that I have a hard time with anime.
Yeah.
As much, yeah.
Very
yeah.
self-aware.
So it clicks.
Mm.
Nice.
That's cool.
Tandrew, I think it does. I think it's even on Hulu now. The dub for season 2. I heard the animation's not as good, but that's fine as long as
Yeah.
it's still
Mhm.
good and funny
Yeah.
and stuff.
Awesome.
Yep. Yep. All
Okay,
right.
go ahead
we
and wrapping up here. Do you have any kind of updates on any new albums in the works, or music that you're working on, or covers that you're going to be covering in the future?
There is an album. I really can't say much about it, so that's not. But I've worked on the song a little bit. It's heavy. The song is
Okay.
heavier than any Shy Guy stuff I've written. I've written like
Okay.
some heavy stuff. I think it's one of the. It's not like the heaviest song ever, but it's one of the heaviest songs I've written.
Are we talking lyrically or musically?
Oh no, musically.
Okay.
Okay.
Lyrically,
Got
it's
you.
not that heavy.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
fragmentation.
cool.
yeah. It's just hard. It's and it sounds. It's one of those things where as I go into like there's a lot of metal I love. A lot of like Mastodon and I just went blanked on like one of my favorite bands. I'm thinking of their song title, Wanderlust. What is the goddamn band? Oh my gosh, what is the band? Hold on. I was going to say metal songs I like now. Moontooth is really good. Trico is really. Thank You Scientist is great. Oh my god, I'm not gonna remember it now that I've forgotten it. My brain's like, bye.
Yeah, that's all good.
Bye. But yeah, like, all right. But yeah, this is so I'm not used to writing metal, so it sounds.
Right.
It's also supposed to be for the project. It's for a project. It's for an album, a bunch of songs where people are writing like heavy songs in this synth wavy style. So it's kind of synth wavy and heavy. So I'm trying to make it not sound like I'm trying to find the right balance and not too cheesy.
Okay.
Got it.
Nice.
While being still synth wavy, yeah. And there are parts I love about it, but it still feels kind of cheesy. So I've been like reworking the production and stuff to try and figure out what's cheesy about it. It's the same kind of like feeling I had sort of when I started the Shyguy stuff and I didn't have the chiptune. I was like, this is cheesy. It's weird. I'm not as against this now, but I still kind of had that like something is wrong with this. It sounds a little too much like 90s cock metal.
It's good to evolve though, because that way you don't get too burned out with the same thing. It's always keeping right.
Yeah. It's fun writing this one though. The riff is heavy. I like the riff.
Sweet.
All right. The final question we have here is: what advice would you give to aspiring musicians looking to get their name out there or evolve their work?
Let's see. Don't do too many free shows. Again, especially with cons, like sometimes you do them for free, whatever. But I mean, if it's free, it's probably it's rarely going to be worth the time. I've discovered. Again, some of them are. Make a judgment call.
Yeah.
But generally, they're not going to be. Get stuff out there, even if it's like just. I mean. You gotta just put some on YouTube, like record something. Yeah, you can't. You gotta record, get some stuff out there. I'm not saying like YouTube is gonna be where it's at, but get some stuff there for people to see, for people to look at. Even that's not the exact reason. Like, also getting it to YouTube means you're gonna have to finish it, and that's a problem that I'll have sometimes. But like, YouTube is a finished place. Like you can't. I mean, you can upload. I don't need to sidetrack it, but yeah, generally the idea is that you finish a song, you finish the thing. If you're trying to get into voice acting, for example, get some voice acting stuff out there. Ain't nobody gonna hire you if they're just like, I want to do it. This is what I sound like, and then you say something. You're gonna have to show them that you can do a little bit of acting, that you can do a project. People are gonna be much more likely to pay attention if you have stuff that you've made that you like, that you have done. That you've made something for yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not doing it for yourself and you want to be a voice actor, then I'm not sure why you want to be a voice actor. I mean, I can tell you, you're not want to be a voice actor to voice actor. You want to be a voice actor to have the title voice actor. I think sort of. That's kind of like if you're not doing stuff like, I mean that's how I got into Be Nice. Yeah. I don't like. I mean, especially in this industry where it's kind of smaller. I mean, you're not gonna get. I mean, I guess. I mean, you probably will. People will get places by pushing their way around like assholes. But people will remember your name. It's not a huge community. All the people that I've met, and stuff, they
in one way or another.
Yeah. If you're an asshole, people aren't going to want to work with you. Yep. There are other people out there who will be easier to work with. Yep. I mean, there are people that are huge and assholes. Yeah. And it does happen. But
it's not working for you.
Just have fun instead. I mean, I got the Dragon Ball thing, but I didn't ask. That wasn't a thing I asked for. So Brina just hit me up on and messaged me, was like, "Hey, do you want to sing for an outro?" I didn't
You're like, yes.
Yeah. And then she was like, it's Dragon Ball. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That was a crazy text to read whenever she said it's Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But I didn't definitely go for stuff and go try and get stuff. But but if you're also working and being easy to work with, things will also come to you.
Yep.
On occasion.
Yeah.
Because people want to like cool. Nice people.
Well, simple as that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So real quick, where can people find you online if you want to kind of give a couple links? We have your link tree.
I have your link tree.
Shyguy.website or Professor Shyguy.website. But as I said earlier, I wish it was just Shyguy. I could get away with that, but Shyguy.website will work. It just leads the Shyguy.website just leads to the link tree. I'll let ProfessorShyguy.com lapse, and they're like, "We'll give it back for $4,000." And I was like, "Nah, fucking websites aren't that important anymore." And then they are, but not that important.
Damn.
Not everybody's going like, "What band do I like?" Them.com. They go to Twitter.
They go to Instagram.
Stuff like that.
Pre-existing socials.
Yeah.
But yeah, Linktree has all my stuff. Yeah, Twitch. Cool. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is when Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday is when I usually do shows. And tomorrow night I'll be doing my acoustic set.
Nice.
Like I said, 650 songs that I've just either songs I feel like I know well enough. Some of them I've learned that I can't do on the fly. But that's fun too.
That's a big list. 650 is insane.
Yeah, again, like I just basically I went through my like old MP3 collection from all this album. I was like, I could probably do this one, and like did that for a couple days. And then every once in a while somebody's like, "Can you do this one?" I'm like, "I probably could.
I'll give it a shot."
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's so sick.
That's so cool. Well, thank you so much for
thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, you've been incredible.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I found you. I was just scrolling through the music.
This was fun,
looking out, and of course your setup stands out and everything, and man, very talented, absolutely. So
thanks, man.
Yeah.
If you guys want to hang out again and just ask chat about video games, I'll be down with that. If you're ever short of guests, I won't miss again.
Okay. Super down. We do.
Yeah,
that'd be so sick.
Absolutely. I assume you do it weekly, yeah?
Yes, we do. Well, we're gonna try to do bi-weekly now, right?
This show will be bi-weekly with guests.
Yeah, this type of show, yeah.
We have a weekly gaming podcast that we do.
Cool.
Plus weekly movie news and weekly world news. So it's like
I'll be down for movie news.
It's all sorts of stuff. Yeah,
I know a lot about video games. I know a lot about movies.
That's fun.
Oh, dude, actually, if you need a guest for the movie thing.
Absolutely, you're
absolutely. Let's go.
Absolutely.
I met my old roommate Bob Rose. He does like short films and stuff. So I was the guy in my group that knew like there's a movie game that I used to play with people, and I never find like a challenge, like a hard enough challenge of people where it's like you name an actor, the next person names a movie that actor was in. That was in that movie, and so on and so forth. It's a fun little game. Like that Doug Benson podcast, like he has those games, but he has weird games that I don't know. Some of those games are stupid as hell. But then I moved in with Bob, and Bob and a couple of his friends, and I felt like a dumb idiot, man. They know a lot. He makes some good stuff. I want to link actually one of my favorite videos of his. I'll just link it in the chat in a minute.
Yeah, do it.
Cool.
For sure.
Wait, no, you're about to raid. I'll link it now.
All right, sweet.
Sorry. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, while you close up, I'll get the video.
I have the raid ready. I've been looking. I got one. So, that's about it. This will be posted on YouTube tomorrow for everybody in the chat. Tune in.
So let's tell chat what's going on for keeping the flow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we're doing bi-weekly for like the guest interviews.
Yes.
For now. And then is that entirety, or are we doing still things on those off Mondays, or are we just hanging out and shooting the shit?
Off Mondays can be prep for those bi-weekly Mondays for us.
That's right.
Yeah.
If anything, for the other days, we'll be filling it in with hopefully more different types of streams for strictly casual. That's still like unplanned, but of course we'll try our best. Yeah.
Yep. That kind of fun stuff. And if you don't know already, Checkpoint is now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We've been working on that for a long time.
And Google Podcasts, right?
And Google Podcasts and Amazon. We got our Amazon email.
Wow, cool.
Nice.
If you listen there. So that's pretty sweet too. Okay, here's the link.
Yeah, okay, you can right now. Everybody who's there can click it.
I'll watch this after.
Yeah. It's
So
a song.
cool.
It's great.
All right.
Awesome.
All right,
Okay, let's see. We'll go ahead and get the raid going in about 7 seconds here. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Professor Shyguy, thank you so much again for an awesome conversation.
For real.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
That was fun.
Have a good one. If you guys want to do strictly casual raid, and of course all the support and all the follows, that's all optional. But thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.